So for this part of the lab, which is the results of part one, part D plasmolysis, you guys would have taken three different or four different cores. I think it's three different cores of potatoes. So you guys would have taken potato pieces again, like we did in exercise number 2, and you would have stuck them in tubes. And the tubes would have had different solutions in them. So tube number 1 would have had distilled water in one, just regular water. Tube number 2 would have had a salt solution, which was 0.9%. And then tube number 3 would have a 10% solution in it. The 10% solution, obviously, if you look at them, and I could ask you this if you guys were in a class, I'd ask you, which one is more saltier? And you guys would say, oh, well, the 10% solution is more saltier because it's 10% versus 0.9%. So the 10% solution is going to be more hypertonic, right, to the potato. So what do you think is going to happen over time if we drop these potatoes into the solution? Well, what's going to happen is that eventually the water is going to get pulled out of these potatoes. And over time, so you guys weighed them at the start. So you guys would have weighed these potato cores, and they are at varying weights because we didn't make them exactly the same size. And then over time, you can see what can happen to the potatoes. So the potatoes that were put in the DI water, which is just regular water, just has taken some salts and stuff out of it, it gained weight. So it gained almost a whole gram, which means that that water solution was hypotonic to that potato. So the salt in the potato sucked in the water, and it filled up the potato and made it really nice. That turgor pressures really filled the potatoes very, very full of water. The one that was placed in the 0.9% solution gained maybe a tenth of a gram. I wouldn't really gather that that is any type of movement really. My solution in this part of the lab, I would say that that 0.9% solution was isotonic to that potato because the water movement was very minimal and something that you could have just used a different scale for. The 10% salt solution, the one that you placed in that very salty solution, which that solution would be very hypertonic to that potato, it lost weight. Do you look how much weight it lost? So it went from 2.1 grams to 1.6 grams. So we could say that water was drawn out of that potato, and that potato became very flimsy. So because that turgor pressure was pulled out of that potato became very limp. You could do this at home if you wanted to. If you were like, don't believe me, and you're like, I don't believe you. You don't even need to use these concentrations. You could take a potato if you can find them. I did find potatoes at Albertson, so you can find potatoes. You can take potatoes and you can take a slice of a potato, like make it like a cylinder, and you can stick it in little cups, like either like little bowls if you want, cereal bowls. Put one in regular water. You can put one in 0.9% solution, which is just kind of like sprinkle some salt in there, not a lot. And then in this 10% solution, stick like a good tablespoon of salt in that solution and watch what happens to that potato over an hour. You don't even need to weigh it. You'll feel the difference in the potato. The potato that's in the water is going to be really, really stiff, and the potato that's in the 10% salt solution is going to become the water. The potato is going to start to limp like a plant that's been left out without water. So you guys have any other questions, feel free to email me, and have a nice day.